hello everybody. Good afternoon. I think it's a very nice time, so after lunch. So I don't think I can take too much time. A little bit of, an architecture and more about how we solve the business problem. And that's what we wanted to cover here. To start with, so we wanted to cover, an interesting topic today. While working with various customers, engaging with various different kind of integration projects, we learn a lot more stuff. We learn a lot more on the business side. We learn a lot more on the technology side, and how various scenarios can be accommodated with a platform, integration platform, and middleware platforms. To start with, I just want to cover up, little high level on business trends and IT demands. This is one of the gap as an enterprise architect. I would like to see that the role of enterprise architect. I try to solve the business problem using technology, and that's where I add a value to the business on what we can drive the business to take a benefit out of the technology. So while working on that, we as I said, we keep repeating a lot more, repeated architectural patterns and repeated design patterns and things like that for various different engagements. So we came up with a blueprint of reference architecture. We wanted to, apply that in all our customer engagements, and that's one of the key initiatives that we have taken to drive various customer needs. The other one is, while evaluating various products to meet our reference architecture, we landed at WSO2, and we have a few information about why we landed WSO2. And the solution, definitely, it's a vast solution. I don't think I can cover the entire solution talking about the solution and its capability in this 20 minutes. So I would like to give some high-level view on what we have achieved, what we have achieved so far, and what we are planning to do at later phases. So I think the session title itself, is a retail. So since you are all here, I think retail is one of the common scenario that everybody can understand, and also the use case that we have taken here today is for the retail industry. But this can be applied in across all different industries as well. The cases is the trends, the business trends keep changing every day, every minute, every second. This keep changing on and keep on growing. So it's very demanding one, especially on the retail industry. It's going drastically changes, and there are too many number of expectations and customer expectations and business expectations. Now, how do we can address that? That's what we solved the problem for some scenarios, and we are still working on to solve few more scenarios as well. One common goal for the retail business is customer experience. If you maintain a customer experience, obviously your business will keep on growing. And every industry is trying to do that, and retail is more aggressive on the customer engagement. But at the same time, when you're coming to the customer engagement, it's not just a one letter. It has multiple things. So you have to give a lot more benefit to gain the customer experience. Your customers are vastly distributed in a different region, different location, different attitude, different expectations. So royalty programs keep going, digital coupons, not a flyer coupons, digital coupons. I'm using mobile phones. I don't want to use the flyers. So I need a coupons on my mobile app. And inventory accuracy. I want to know where it is, where the stock is, which shelf it is, which store it is, and what time it is available. I want to know the inventory of this of the product, so I can successfully go on purchase things. Shipment visibility. As soon as you purchase online, you are expecting when it will be shipped, when it will be delivered. Even if you look at the Amazon today, they are sending a notification to you. If you have Amazon app, you can purchase and you get a notification as soon as the package dropped in front of your door, actually. That's how they integrated the systems to keep track of visibility, to give the visibility to the customers. Instance offerings. mobile payments, product localizations, mobile store guides. It's more level IoT space related areas. Like if you get into the store, you want to know which product is in which locations. You want to navigate to the product location. Offline shopping, not just online shopping, offline shopping as well. 3D sampling, smart shelves, omni-channel, virtual fitting rooms. This is keep on going. This is keep on going in industry. So as a retail industry, I have stores, I have e-commerce systems, I have mobile app, but still it's not enough for me to meet the customer expectations. I have to fill a lot more stuff into that. At the same time, I'm a CIO or I'm a VP of engineering. And I have another challenge. While one side I have a business challenge, another side I have a technology challenge. There are huge number of technology trends, keep on changing every day. We started with applications, we went to web, we went to the processes, we went through the cloud computing and IoT, SOE, analytics. This is keep on changing again, POS systems. So what is the problem? So one side we have business expectations, another side we have technology challenges. The most important challenge everybody facing today is budget. Regardless of the technology challenge, I have to manage the budget. How do I manage the budget? How do I meet the customer expectations? This is the question every place. Either it's the retail industry, IT operations, or across the industry. This is the common question. Every year we have to go through this question, and we have to have an answer for that. And the expectation is that we have to meet a lot more technology needs. We have to bring new architecture. Big data is coming up, and IoT is coming up. I need to meet the big data requirement. I need to meet the IoT requirement also. So how can I meet the budget? So that's where we thought of, okay, why don't we have a fundamentally architecture pattern that is scalable beyond what today's need? It basically meets tomorrow's demand. So why don't we have an architecture that basically scalable, not only meet today's demands, today's needs. When it's coming to the IoT or device integrations, we keep on investing time and money on rebuilding our systems, right, over the years. Instead of that, we should have a unique architecture, one architecture, which is scalable for today's technologies and also scalable for tomorrow's need. How do we put together the architecture? Of course, this is not a one salary. It's going to cover up for 20 years. Definitely not. None of the IT system, IT architecture will cover that. It keeps changing again. But it is scalable or not? That's what the question is. We took one thing as a base for us. Regardless of all the architectural approach, all the technology changes today, the one common thing across all the architectural model is the integration. Without integration, without data movement, across all different systems, new initiatives, architectures, nothing will function. So the integration is a backbone. How do we strengthen that? If we scale this up, tomorrow's architectural needs can be fulfilled with the same platform that we are building. And if it is a proven model, that's very well. So we can go with a service-oriented architecture. Maybe we can keep extending that to meet various demands and architectural needs. So we came up with a reference architecture. As I said in the beginning, we came up with a reference architecture where we want to have a blueprint ready. And whatever level we know today, we know SOA, we know integration, we know ESBs. But there are demands on across all other areas like IoTs, big data initiatives, application integrations, chaos integration, machine integrations, machine device integrations, and mobility integrations. All different, different directions things are coming. Not only that, today there is no single business as a independent business. Business associated with another business, obviously. So. So the expansion of architecture needs, not only within the organization, it's beyond the organization. So how do we take that up? So we put together a reference model, which basically covers the fundamentals, the backbone of integration based on service-oriented architecture topologies. So we basically created layers, different layers. We decoupled that. We put in the different layers of components as services. And those services are available across across the systems, and any systems that wants to make use of those services can consume the services and use that. At the same time, we also expanded that beyond integration, because today systems in the backend integrated with that doesn't give any business answers, right? So analytics playing a key role here. Earlier, it was business activity monitoring was one of the key tools were used to track down all the data flows happens in the backbone. But today, it's not just enough. Business need more values. It's not just a IT report. It need more values. So analytical can play a key role here. So we have accommodated analytical as a part of our whole architectural model, and we wanted to separate the rules. We wanted to separate the event processings, and we wanted to separate the business processes. So we have separated that, and that can be plug-and-play model. It can be call the services, can be use other services, or it can be isolated. Or if it doesn't require, we can just basically need not accommodate that. On top of that, we have the gateway layers. There are n number of systems are going to be connected, not just application. It's also from the devices that store in the store level. In the retail industry, it's a store level. There are a lot more devices are coming up. IoT space, there are a lot more devices are coming up. So we need to integrate with these devices. We need to integrate with applications that may be hosted inside, maybe hosted in the cloud, maybe hosted in the partner side. So we need to integrate with applications. And more important, nobody really seeing what is happening in the backbone. We don't really know what is happening in your backbone, right? We only see in the eyes. We give more importance to the eyes than the backbone, actually. So anything that you are seeing is what you are realizing. So that's where now UX is very important for us. We need to present it to the business the way business understand that. The way business looking at the data that's flowing through the integrations. So we have to give importance to the UX layer for business to handle the situations on their own. They can go and search on their own. They can go and find out the services available. They can go and find out the analytical reports available. They can go and query themselves to find out the data available for a sales transactions, for a prediction of the product in the store or in the warehouse. So they want to do a lot more things on their own hands. So we need to give more flexibility to them. On the consumption layer, the channels are basically any device, internal, outside, or any application that wants to integrate with our core architecture platform that can connect through channel. The application consumers, operational dashboards, everything. So we put together the architecture first, and we started evaluating a single platform. Our goal was to look at a platform that can meet all different needs today, and also scalable to meet the tomorrow's need. So we started looking at various products available in the market from open source and the commercial products as well. And we landed up in comparing with what we can get from WSO2. So platform layer, of course, either cloud or on-premises, we have tools, we have a product supported by WSO2, okay, fine. And from the services layers, we have different needs. ESB we have MQ, we have data services that decouple our data layers. So we have these integration layer. We have a different set of products. Processing layer, we have a different set of products. Processes related to the business separation of business rules, business processes. We have a separate one. And the complex event processing from the data analytical aspect. Complex event processing, the analytical servers. OK, good. So we have the analytical capability also that we can use it. And on top of that, we have a mobility, cloud gateway, and API management or user experience, whatever ways you want to do that. The last one is at the external level. Either it's operational report or business report, application or application consumption related activities, and related to the store level access. Finally, wrap all the things with a single process and policies, right? That is very important. We can create n number of services, but if you're not able to manage the life cycle of the services, you will be ended up in having ad hoc of services. That is very similar to going back to the old age, actually. So we need a governance and identity server to control and consume the services that are available across things. So we put together a lot more, platforms. So we identify, OK, let's start with WSO2, where we get what we want today. And I believe we will get what we want tomorrow also. The next stage is, okay, we have a blueprint, we have a product. But again, we need to come up with something, more reusable for us. We need to come up with something more accelerate our implementation cycle across different business requirements. So we put together a development framework on top of WSO2 based on our principles that we defined as part of our unified architecture. The development framework, we come up with a list of services that we identified as a reusable services across different business needs. Either it's a SOA implementation, or it's a simple ESB integrations, or data analytics, or real-time predictions, or it is a mobile devices IoT needs. The simple platform should help us to achieve our acceleration needs. So we put together a reusable services. We built a reusable services across some of the design patterns, based on the design patterns, on the common areas like exception handling, notifications, failovers, and how do we handle the transactions, messaging. And we also, this framework also helps our implementation team to follow the standards that we have defined here. Now, we have a platform, we have architecture, we have a platform, and we have a development framework also. So we have done that. Now we need to look at the business transformations. This is where the key things. So when you're coming to the business transformations, look at the retail industry. So retail industry, it's went through a lot of changes over the years. The changes happened, from corporate level, at the headquarter level, at the store level, at the e-commerce level, at the supply chain level. All different angles, the changes happened. So why don't we put together a platform that solves the problem from supply chain till the stores or the e-commerce? How do we keep track of that data that flows from the supply chain? So today's the demand is, if you want to manage the inventory of your store, you should know what is that supply chain capabilities. If you don't know that a supply might delay few days, then you have to proactively act on how many days before you have to give an order. So there is a connection between your supply chain and this product available in the stores. So how do we bring all this end-to-end information in a single platform? Instead of building a separate platform for different organizational needs, we built a single platform that covers the data from supply chain to stores. Not only stores, into the e-commerce and other devices also, other areas as well. Typically what happened, this is where you will end up. If an organization grown over the years, they have a headquarters, they have a stores, they have an e-commerce site, they have a multi-channel marketing, everything is in place. But instead of building a single platform, they would have built a multiple different architectural approach of integration happens between that. Now in this model, you will not have any visibility of what is happening in your corporate level, what is happening in your store level, or your sales channel level. So to avoid this, we wanted to build a scalable architecture. So first we identified, okay, let's build a service-oriented omni-channel solution, which basically connects your corporate to the all your different sales channels. But when you go into the sales channels, there are different sales channels. The stores are acting different. They need a different information compared to the e-commerce side, compared to the marketplace. So if you look at the original one, we saw another demand in the market as a product localization, right? The product available in Texas may not be, the product demand for the Texas region may not be for the New York region. So how do we identify the demand of the product in a different locations? That is where we need to have a different store engine that running specific for the stores. Each store is different, completely different, based on its geolocation. So we need to have a single, each store has to have its own capability to integrate within system. This particular store service bus is capable of expanding into IoT space. Either you want to have a smart shelf, either you want to have a smart cart, or you want to have a kiosk where customer can go and purchase the product. Everything is connected with your stores, and everything is localized. So the independence is more given to the store on how they are connected with devices, different needs. But at the same time, the corporate need a control on that. Corporate should know that what is there in the store, what is there in the shelf, how many products are there, who is purchasing what. Those informations are very important. So integrating with the corporate system also important, right? Corporate system may have a distributed applications. So we need to have a separate engine for corporate. So we built a application service layer. If you look at that end-to-end, we have application services that connected with the supply chain and the applications. We have store engines. We have connections between that through the omni-channel. So now we have end-to-end visibility. The data flows from supply chain to applications, application to the store to back to the applications. We have end-to-end visibility. Now why don't we build a data analytics on top of that? That gives more business value to that business users. So that's where we built a omni-channel analytical server. This component running on top of the WSO2 analytical server, and it's basically looking at the data that flows through the whole channel and identify the predictions and what is happening, how it is data is flowing, what kind of comparisons. Not only that, it's basically comparing the data that flows from headquarters to the store. At the same time, the data flow from the stores or e-commerce channels back to the headquarters. It basically trapping all this information, put together the analytical, put together the logical thinkings, and then come up with a report saying how this can be used by the business. And we put it in the private PaaS. So the solution we deployed in the Amazon private PaaS with the help of WSO2 private PaaS product, and also we put it in the on-premises. Either it's a customer is looking for a private PaaS-based model, and they want to try it out with the private PaaS, or they want to try it out in the on-premises. Both are same platform, same code, same logics. It's just deployed in two different places. And we call this as a solution, as an ORS solution. It's nothing but Aspire Unified Reference Architecture, especially for the retail industry, to compare end-to-end of industry needs. What we achieved, excuse me. Number one, we have a blueprint of unified architecture that covers integration based on SOA, event-driven, or you call it as a messaging middleware, whatever way you want to do that. Either it's a real-time or batch, still covering up. We have analytics, we have a cloud, and we have a IoT readiness also. The interfaces that we have created are capable of interfacing with any beacons, RFID sensors, and detect the, pass the data or detect the data and bring that back to the store level, and also that can be passed back to the corporate level. So the data can be used by the corporate to understand what is happening in the store level or what is happening in the market level. Pre-built services, 100% reusable services, because we built this based on NRF ART standards. When we are focusing on the retail industry, we want to go with the standards. We don't want to have our own canonical models. So we went through with the NRF ARTS model. Therefore, we can accommodate a different kind of a business needs with a single messaging model. And more important, we put together as a data-driven architecture. What does this mean? This means the solution can be configurable. It just you put a solution in the systems, and you want to keep adding more and more configurable information. It's all in the data-driven model, so it's not depending on the server. It's depending on the data that we drafted in the solution. It's available in on-premises as well as in the private PaaS. As I said, it's IoT readiness. It has interfaces with the beacons, RFID sensors, and machine APIs. Completely built on WSO2 platform. We have not used any other API, any other customization we have done in WSO2 platform. We just took the raw platform and we built the solution on top of that, and the solution is running on the private PaaS without any custom changes. And that's the beauty of WSO2. So we have another session. So because, as I said in the beginning, it's not just one solution that I can talk about the entire solution here. We have another session, especially for the analytical engine that we created. That's a subsequent session is happening in the next door. Just now, just following this. So if you are interested to learn about how we have done in analytical space, you can probably join that session. That will be a continuity for you to understand not only the integration aspect of that, but also the analytical aspect of that. Please go ahead and visit our website. You can give a feedback to us. What do you think? What do you think? It's maybe a good, it may be a scrap, or whatever it is. Just give a feedback. All your inputs are accepted, and we will take it. And we are working hard to improve the solution that we are building. Yeah, of course, as I said in the beginning, architecture is not something that we can print it and then use it. We have to keep evolving that. We have to keep evolving that, and that's what it is.